Hello, and you're welcome to this new session. Like I promised, I was going to give you a breakdown of every single trade I take. Okay, so from the first trade up until the 19th trade, I've given you an idea on how the trades have been from the first trade, which was here on the 26th of May, up until right here, up until here, which is the 26th of June. So this makes it exactly 1 month of taking this trades. So far, I've taken a total of 24 different trades. All right, so let's look at how the week went. So this was Monday. On Monday, I lost the trade, and this was exactly what it looked like. Okay, so you can also check my TikTok. I put down all the trades I take every single day. So this was the 20th trade. So as usual, the market opens, I take my trade, and then I got stopped out right there, only for the market to push down in my favor. Starting out on a Monday with a loss is not exactly too cool. Not exactly too cool. So far, this is what my trade results look like up until the 19th trade. You can see that right there. Okay, so currently I'm on my 20th trade, which ended a loss on a Monday. Now this is Tuesday. Tuesday I had a loss quite quickly, just like Monday. And what do? I leave it until the next day, right? That's what discipline in trading actually looks like. Sometimes it is tough to actually conceive the level of endurance that you will have to go through. Talk is cheap when it has to do with trading. People talk about their discipline systems, they have their plans on paper, they have everything they intend to do. But when it actually comes to executing their plan just as it is, their emotions take over. Right? So for me, losing out on Monday, look at the loss. Just take a look at the loss. You see how quick that loss was. So quickly. On Monday, I lost so quickly. And then on Tuesday, it looked to me like there was some atom of hope. The market moving downwards, at least to some extent, it gave me a risk reward ratio of 1 to 1, if I'm not mistaken. And then it stopped me out almost immediately. Look at that. It gave me a risk reward ratio of, okay, very close to a 1 to 1 risk reward ratio, but that also ended a loss. After stopping me out a loss, it began to move in my direction. All right, so we had Monday a loss, Tuesday a loss, and then Wednesday went out really good, considerably fast. You see that the market moved straight down to my target immediately. I took in that trade. So we had the first trade a loss, the second trade a loss, and then we had the third trade in profit. So that is -1R, -1R, and then +3R. And then on Thursday, Thursday had to be one of the most painful days because it looks so similar to, I think, this trade. It looked so similar to this trade, even though this one was a lot worse because we were this close to actually getting to our target. But this was almost very similar. The trade I took on Thursday. This was Thursday's trade. Thursday's trade was this, and then we had a strong push downwards, and then we moved very high to the point right there. Unfortunately, we moved back down. So this trade would have given me 3R. Unfortunately, it ended as 0R. So it was a break-even trade. Quite painful, but at this point, as I said before, my goal is not to make a profit. My goal is to follow my plan back to back until we get to 100 trades. When we get to 100 trades, then I can begin to make adjustments based on how many trades ended in break even, how many trades got to target, how many trades would have given me a profit if I had closed earlier. So we begin to take note of all of those little variations that can actually improve my trading system. But for now, we are working with a risk reward ratio of 1 to 3. We break even at 1 to 2. Okay, so this was for Thursday, and unfortunately the same thing was almost happening on Friday. Now here's my plan. On a Friday, I do not want to hold on to a trade until the next week. So once I take a trade on Friday and the trade does not get to target before the end of Friday, I do not want to have the trade on. So I close this trade at 1 hour right there, but I still consider it a break even trade because it did not get to my target. So basically, I'll consider this a break even trade, and then I'll consider this a break even trade. And then I had one win and two losses, which is Monday loss, Tuesday loss, Wednesday win, Thursday break even, and then Friday break even though I close with 1 hour, which is I close in a risk reward ratio of 1 to 1. I consider it a break even because it's Friday, right? So this trade would have, I don't know, it's still Friday and the market is still running, so I can't exactly tell if this would be a profitable trade, but my system actually requires that I close out on the trade to avoid unnecessary market gaps that happen during the weekend. All right, so this is about my trades for the 20th trade to the 25th trade, and this is what my R looks like so far. So you can see it from these images.
All right, so at this point, I'll call it a day. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video. Do have a wonderful time and take care of yourself.